I think it's been really interesting to have conversations with Balipara Foundation professionals this week just about the intersection of development and conservation, and using afforestation or other projects as entry points then for social development. So I think that's one of the biggest takeaways that I'll take from the conference, is just sort of that communication aspect of how to enter these communities and ensure that both conservation and development are taking place. I think a lot of the conversations yesterday about conservation education were really interesting in terms of just the complications and complexities around communicating with communities about what makes sense for them, but also what makes sense for the land, right? So to protect the land, but also make the land work for them in a way. And I also took away a lot of interesting points about ecotourism and sort of the way that that's evolving in terms of really making sure that it lifts up communities and not just protects, wildlife or forest. I think I think there's a certain pride in protecting the forest and lifting up the people in your region, and I think that even here talking or hearing people speak about their pride in being from Assam or being from the Northeast and sort of wanting to make it almost a pilot in how to do this well. So I think it's a source of pride. I think rural futures are super important for conservation. I mean, these communities are the stewards of these forests, right? So if they're not protecting them, then who will? And I was able to talk to some members of a forestry association, a management association in a rural area a couple of days ago, and just hearing their experience. I mean, they've been protecting the forest that they live near for more than 20 years, and it's it's their source of livelihood. It's everything, and so I think the rural aspect of development is huge. I think for me, coming from Bangkok and originally from the U.S., I really enjoyed just the variety of professionals who are here, and a lot of conservation experts who I don't normally have access to have gathered here. So I think it's the conversations that I was able to have here that I haven't been able to have elsewhere. I think they're important because they offer this really kind of concentrated area to talk about one thing, and this conference has been so focused, and I think that's really helpful to even talk through solutions, right, that haven't been broached before. I was talking with someone yesterday who was saying, the panel session didn't offer any answers, but I think that's the point, right, to gather and talk about some of the problems and find answers together. And so I think this forum really allows that to happen. And I hope that, some of the answers that we've found together this week, people take forward and really apply to their work wherever that might be. Thank you.